A mother's heart. My name is Margaret Chin. I'm 62 years old. I live in a small apartment in Seattle. My husband passed away 10 years ago from a heart attack. I have one daughter. Her name is Emily. Emily moved to New York after college. She works for a big company there. She has a beautiful apartment in Manhattan. She travels the world for work. She posts pictures on social media of fancy restaurants and hotel rooms, but she never visits me. Every morning I wake up at 6. I water my plants. I make breakfast for one. In the afternoon, I watch old movies. At night, I eat dinner alone at my small table. The phone sits silent on the counter. Emily sends me a text message once a month. "Hi, Mom. Busy with work. Love you." That is all. Sometimes on my birthday, she orders flowers to be delivered. The card always says the same thing. "Happy birthday, Mom. Wish I could be there." But I keep hoping. I have her childhood drawings on my refrigerator. I have her school photos in frames on every wall. I tell my neighbors about her success. I am proud of her. One afternoon in March, my doorbell rang. I was not expecting anyone. I opened the door slowly. It was Emily. She was standing there with a big smile and a suitcase. I could not believe my eyes. "Emily, is that really you?" She hugged me tight. "Yes, Mom, it's me. Surprise!" I started crying. I held her face in my hands. She looked tired, but beautiful. We went inside. I made her favorite tea with honey. She sat on the old couch where she used to do homework. I asked about her job, her friends, her life. She talked for hours. Then she became quiet. She looked around the apartment. "Mom, this place is so small and it's getting old. The carpet is worn out. The heater makes strange noises." I said, "It is fine. I am used to it." She shook her head. "No, Mom, it's not fine. You're getting older. What if something happens and you're alone? What if you fall? What if you get sick?" I stayed silent. She continued, "I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want you to move in with me in New York. I have space. You'll have your own room with a nice view. We can spend time together finally. You can meet my friends. We can go to shows and museums." That night, I could not sleep. Part of me was so happy. My daughter wanted me. But another part felt uncertain. This apartment held all my memories. My husband proposed to me right here in this living room. Emily took her first steps on this floor. The next morning, Emily made breakfast. Real breakfast, like we used to have as a family. Eggs and toast and orange juice. She said, "Mom, I already talked to a real estate agent. This building is in a good area. We can sell this apartment quickly. You can use that money for anything you want. New clothes, travel, whatever makes you happy." I looked at her eager face. She seemed so sure, so confident. I thought maybe I had been wrong to doubt her. Maybe she really did want me in her life. "Okay," I whispered. "I will come with you." Emily smiled so wide. She made phone calls immediately. Within 2 weeks, the apartment was sold. She handled everything. She packed my things. She donated my old furniture. She said, "You won't need any of this, Mom. I have everything in New York." I kept only small things. Photos, my husband's watch, a few books. Everything else was gone. The day came. We went to the train station. Emily bought 2 tickets to New York. We sat on a bench waiting for our train. "Platform 7, boarding in 20 minutes, she said. "Mom, I need to use the restroom before we board. These train bathrooms are disgusting. Will you be okay here for a few minutes with the luggage?" "Of course," I said. "Take your time." She kissed my cheek and walked away. I sat there, holding my small bag on my lap. I watched people rushing past. Families, couples, business travelers. 20 minutes passed. The announcement came. "Train to New York, now boarding at platform 7. I looked around. Emily was not back yet. Maybe there was a long line. I decided to wait. The train doors closed. The train left. Still no Emily. 30 minutes passed, then 40. My chest felt tight. I stood up and walked toward the restrooms. A woman came out. I asked, "Excuse me, is anyone else inside?" She shook her head. "No, it's empty." I felt dizzy. I sat back down on the bench. 1 hour passed, then 2. The station was getting less crowded as evening approached. A security guard noticed me. She was a young woman with kind eyes. She walked over. "Ma'am, are you all right? You've been sitting here for a very long time." My voice shook. "I am waiting for my daughter. We were supposed to take the train to New York together. She went to the restroom and never came back." The guard's face changed. "What's your daughter's name? Do you have a photo?" I showed her a picture on my phone. The guard made a radio call. Another officer came. They asked me questions. They checked the security cameras. After 20 minutes, the guard sat next to me. Her voice was gentle. "Ma'am, I need to tell you something. We reviewed the footage. Your daughter got on that train to New York. She boarded alone. She did not come back to get you." The world went silent. I could not hear anything. I could not breathe. "No," I said, "that is impossible. Emily would not do that. She loves me. She came to get me. She sold my apartment. She said we would live together." The guard took my hand. "I'm so sorry. Sometimes people are not who we think they are." I sat there as the tears came. Everything I owned was sold. My home was gone. My daughter was gone. All the money from the apartment sale was in an account that Emily had helped me set up, an account that she had access to. The security guard stayed with me. Her name was Sandra. She made phone calls. She brought me water. She sat beside me as I cried. "Ma'am, where will you go tonight? Do you have family, friends?" I shook my head. Everyone I knew lived far away or had passed on. "I have nowhere," I said. Sandra bit her lip. Then she said, "My shift ends in an hour. Please, come home with me tonight. My husband and I have a guest room. You can stay until we figure something out. You shouldn't be alone right now." I wanted to say no. I did not want to be a burden. But I was so tired, so broken. I nodded. That night, Sandra and her husband Michael made me dinner. They gave me clean pajamas. They set up the guest room with fresh sheets. Sandra sat with me and let me talk. I told her about Emily as a little girl, about my husband, about how happy I thought I would be in New York. "I feel so stupid. How did I not see this coming?" I said. Sandra shook her head. "You're not stupid. You're a mother who loved her child. That's not stupidity. That's the most human thing in the world." The next day, Sandra helped me file a police report. We tried to contact Emily. Her phone was disconnected. Her social media accounts were deleted. The bank account was emptied. She had vanished completely. Weeks passed. Sandra and Michael insisted I stay with them. "At least until you get back on your feet," Michael said. He worked as a teacher. Sandra worked security. They didn't have much, but they shared everything. I tried to find work, but at 62, no one wanted to hire me. I felt like a burden. One night at dinner, I said, "You both have been so kind, but I cannot stay here forever. I will find a shelter or—" "Stop," Michael interrupted. "You're not going to a shelter. This is your home now, if you want it to be." Sandra nodded. "We've been talking. We actually love having you here. The house feels warmer. And honestly, you remind me of my grandmother who raised me. She passed away last year. I miss her every day." I started crying again. But this time they were different tears. "Why are you being so kind to me? You don't even know me." Michael smiled. "Because someone should have been kind to you. Your daughter failed you, but that doesn't mean the world has to." Months went by. I helped around the house. I cooked dinner. I kept Sandra and Michael company. We became a family, this unlikely trio brought together by tragedy. 1 year later, I was washing dishes when Sandra came home early from work. Her face was pale. She sat down at the kitchen table. "Margaret, I need to tell you something. I found out what happened to Emily." My heart stopped. Sandra continued. "There was an article in the paper today. Emily was arrested in Miami. She had scammed multiple elderly people out of their homes and savings. The police had been tracking her for months. She's going to prison. I sat down slowly. All this time, I had hoped maybe there was a mistake. Maybe Emily got confused. Maybe she tried to come back for me. But no, it was deliberate. It was cruel. I was not special. I was just another victim. "How do you feel?" Sandra asked carefully. I thought about it. "I feel empty," I said finally. I spent so long hoping she would come back, hoping she still loved me. Now I know the truth, and I can finally let go. Sandra reached across the table and held my hand. "You deserved a better daughter, but I'm glad you found us." "Me too," I said, and I meant it. Emily might have given birth to me, but Sandra and Michael showed me what real family means. Not blood, not obligation, but choice, kindness, love that doesn't come with conditions. I am 63 now. I live with Sandra and Michael. They call me Mom. I call them my children. We have dinner together every night. On weekends, we work in the garden. On holidays, we cook together. Sometimes I still think about Emily. I wonder if she ever thinks about me. I wonder if she feels any guilt. But mostly, I have forgiven her. Not because she deserves it, but because I deserve peace. I lost everything that day at the train station. My home, my savings, my daughter. But in losing everything, I found something more valuable. I found people who chose to love me. I found a real family. Some people are born into families. Some people find them along the way. I am one of the lucky ones who got a second chance.